Hi there, and welcome to another episode of the DetailBookie RoadFS podcast. And we have a guest in the studio.
Yeah.
Sydney Brae Gwinn
How fun.
right down the street.
I feel like I'm sitting in Jody's seat.
Well, I'm sitting in Jody's seat. That's why it was lower. So, yeah.
Nice.
So we are here live. This is fun. Jody's out of town. He's off enjoying himself on the beach somewhere. He'll be back.
Yeah.
But there's been a big change with you and Car Candy. So let's get right into it and talk about what's going on and what are you doing at Car Candy?
Yeah. So at the end of 2025, right, I announced that I was leaving P&S. I had been there for almost 7 years. And, they've had some changes. So I wanted to make some changes. I think in life, everybody has their own goals and sometimes those goals no longer align. And so I was on this quest of, what does Sydney want to do? What do I want to do next?
Right.
Obviously, I still run my detail shop full time. And that's great here in Boise. And, obviously I work for the rag company for Buff and Shine. But, I wanted like another challenge and like something to, have fun with and grow. And, I think we all know that like our time is limited. And I don't mean like massively, but you know what I'm saying? Like look out and you go, okay, I have like 15 good years left. Like, what do I want to do with those last 15 years? And so I decided to join forces with Car Candy and I'm super excited about it. I've always, one thing, you have goals in this industry, right?
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to work with Megan. I've always thought she was so great. And I remember years ago when she announced that she was going to Car Candy, I was so happy for her. And I thought that's like such a perfect fit. And then obviously Josh Pierce joined Car Candy and then it was just dream team, right?
Well,
dream team.
I think, I'm trying to figure out what kind of secret potion they mixed up there because it went, Car Candy came on the scene and they were just, they're taking over.
Yeah.
So let's see, we got thank you all.
Well, yeah, I've noticed it, in the last year or so, a lot more people talking about it. And then, they've been working, obviously Megan came and that was one of her big things was wanting to, build the brand. And I think that it's definitely becoming more of a household name. Josh and I were even talking about that this morning that, I lurk around a lot of the detailing groups on Facebook and stuff. I don't usually comment, but, I lurk and I was like, man, I'm really starting to see Car Candy's name a lot more and that this is super great. And so for me, that's exactly what I was looking for. I wanted something that, the growth was going to be endless and that there was so much opportunity and so much fun to be had. And I mean, what a fantastic team at Car Candy. I mean, you've got Ashley, the owner, who's amazing, Megan, and then Mike Rhines, is one of the salesmen as well. And then Josh, and then everybody at the facility too. All of them are great. The chemist is great. So, right when I kind of like started meeting them all, I was like, this is my tribe. Like this, you just feel a little bit more at home and like, these are my people. And so it's just been great.
Yeah.
It's been so great. And we have so much coming up for MTE that I can't really talk about, but
it's going to be great. So we're planning on, one of the things that Jody and I are doing, and if you haven't, you need to go out and tell everybody including your dog, to sign up and go subscribe on our YouTube channel so you get updates when we put some out. But Jody and I this year, we are actually going to have, there's going to be 4 of us at our booth. Booths. We have 3 booths this year. Yeah. But then we also have another person. There's a surprise coming because there's another person coming there to help represent us because of a new feature we're rolling out.
Cool.
And that's then exciting. We are doing a bunch of live podcasts. We'll be podcasting the competition.
Nice.
The polishing competition. We're going to go over and do some stuff with Car Candy and with everybody. But Jackie Orlando is going to be there at the DetailBookie booth. We're going to have Ben, our sales guy, at the RoadFS booth. Jody and I will be at the podcast booth and all over.
Cool.
And then Jody and I have been asked to kick off the entire MTE event as the MCs.
Yep.
So on the first day of Education Day, Jody and I will be kicking it off. And then there have been a lot of comments and questions, and I'm still staying tight-lipped. There are only 2 people in the whole world that know what we're planning for the award ceremony. But I got some help. This year I got help from many people in the industry. So this year is kind of cool. I didn't buy anything off of Amazon. We We specifically had some stuff designed and made.
Now, are you going to be in the 90s theme? Because I am.
I kind of always am in the 90s theme, but we definitely are. So nice. a couple of things that are happening. If you plan on going to that award ceremony, excellent. If you don't plan on it, you should go, because this year Dustin and I have the go ahead to do all the music, and so we are prepping the music nice. For each person that's coming up, and it is all going to be 90s themed. Nice. So, if you like some Snoop Dogg or some stuff like that, it's going to be there. Yeah. But I think the cool thing about MTE is it's back in the Rosen again. Yeah. We've got a lot of different things planned for the whole thing. I know you guys are rolling out some new stuff. We're rolling out some new stuff, both DetailBookie and RoadFS. Yeah. But the big question is, what is Car Candy's booth going to be? Is Anthony driving his van? Or,
I believe the van's coming. I don't know what it looks like yet. I think it's getting a little bit of a revamp, but I know the van's coming. I do know we'll have the ice cream again, right? So for anybody that was there last year, the ice cream was a big hit. So we selected flavors quite a while ago. That was top of the list to get marked off.
Let's have a meeting now. What kind of ice cream?
That was question number one. What ice cream are we having? And then we do have some new stuff coming out that is not like anything Car Candy's ever done before. So I'm super excited about that. And then let's see what else. We have a 90s Fannies pack.
Oh, nice.
That we'll be giving away at the booth. So yeah, we full on fell into the 90s theme. So our whole team has outfits.
That's right.
And we're going to be full on back in the 90s. So we're pretty excited. I'm dying over Mike and Josh's outfits. They're pretty. Yeah,
I've seen Josh's. He danced online. We already saw that. But I think it's funny because I don't know if people know this story, but the original, what is this? Not before I get mine.
The ice cream.
So
you'll be good,
the original reason that whole outfit showed up, the very first one that we have pictures of it next to the Car Candy booth, is really good pictures. Those suit jackets is because Keith Duplessis told me over and over, you will have a suit jacket. You will have a suit. Right. And he kept saying it. He told Jody, he's going to have a suit jacket. And I said, I'm going to have a suit jacket. So it went from there, and it just kind of went nuts. Now people love it. Yeah. So, hey, whatever. That's awesome. If I can be an idiot and people like it, then more power to them.
And remember that year Keith was so pushy about the suit jackets, and then his was so inappropriate. We won't say, but remember it was so inappropriate.
Yep, exactly. So we love it. So the let's talk about the industry in general. Yeah. There's a lot of changes. There always are, but there's a lot of changes going on. A lot more people are diving into tint, PPF, all kinds of good stuff. So what do you see?
I think that obviously those additional services, people are doing very well with those. So adding tint and PPF. I took a PPF class this year. We actually held it at my shop with Jason Otterness. I thought it was so great. Like, he did such a great job. But then for me, I just was like, no, I couldn't do it. Like, I don't have the patience for it. But I think anybody out there who does PPF, like, God bless you. Like, it is so hard, but it's so awesome. And so I did really enjoy that. I do love to be like exposed to other things just so that I kind of know what's going on. Tint fascinates me. I think that, any of those things where you can kind of use them, and I hate to use the term upsell, but where a car comes in, and I know for me, I'm sending it out all the time for dents and for tint and for, repair. I see Richard here, leather repair. Like, I see those and I have to send them out because I don't have those additional services. But so I do see that it's kind of moving in that direction, which I think is really great. The other thing that I'm really starting to see is more people going back to interior detailing. I want to say like 2020, 2021, it became this like taboo thing. Like, oh, you still do interiors? I only do ceramic. Dude, I would love to do ceramics every single day. But that does not keep my customer base consistent, and it doesn't keep the new ceramic customers coming in. Last week I had a Bronco that just came in for a full detail. They didn't want ceramic, but when I met with them after and talked about the challenges that we had in the paint, the water spots, and I explained, he was like, yes, let's do the ceramic. And then, by the way, I have another car coming next week from Mercedes that I need ceramic coated. So it's like doing that interior led to 2 ceramics. Yeah. So you really I do see a lot of people going back to doing interiors again, because those customers are really good customers, and sometimes they're just testing you out before they let you touch their paint. Yeah. So
and it's where people spend most of their time. It's not like it, it is the most seen area is right there in the driver passenger seat.
Yeah.
So I
see people going back to that.
Wipe on that are coming out soon.
Oh, I keep seeing this.
I've seen some of these. So I want to understand what the difference between a wipe on PPF versus a Poppy's Patina, which is more of a wipe on clear.
Yeah.
I've never actually played with any of the wipe on PPF. I'm wondering the properties of it. Now there is some stuff that came out that is it's a spray-on PPF.
Yeah.
And it's similar to that.
Yeah.
We are going to be going to it's similar to that. We're going to go to a training on that too. So what is this? I've been wanting the IDA to join up with the IWFA's annual show, tint and paint protection film. We should do that for sure. Here we go. This is what it is. Yes. So it's okay. So it's the same thing. And so there's a company, OP's doing it as a spray on now. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to come out with it, but I'm interested to see because it's supposed to peel off really easily. And I wonder what the properties of it sticking to the paint, like traditional PPF, if it stays on too long and you peel it off, you're taking paint with you.
Yeah.
So that I'm really interested to see what it does. The wipe on stuff, I've tried some of the wipe on coatings that they're not a coating, but they're like a PPF.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't like about them is they apply them with something that's got fibers in them.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I think that
stays
in there.
Yeah, because you don't like wipe off the solvent like you do in a coating, right? So I've wondered about that too. And I don't know. I know, like I said, I stalk people online, right? So Barry Thiel, I think it was like a week ago, was using something. He sanded it and then he put something over it. I didn't watch the entire video, but there's a lot of stuff like that coming out that it's like a wipe on coating that fills it, which if somebody has one that's successful, I'll be the first person to sign up for it.
Yeah. And I've used a couple of them, and some of them are really good for, the couple that I've used were really well for something that has clear coat failure.
Okay.
And you just want it to look good for a while.
Yeah.
But, similar to PPF.
Yeah.
I think the wipe on or the spray on application, which is going to be a more even application anyway, that's going to be more of a specialty thing because you got to know how to do that. Not everybody can do that. If you've never tried to cut PPF on paint, it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
It does go against rock chips, and there's so much of that out there that I think it's the next. It's not just. I'm not going to call it a wave because it's not right. Yeah. Ceramic coating was considered a fad when it came out. It's not. It was a new industry product that came out, and now it's going crazy, and it still will.
Yeah.
I think PPF's going to be the same way, and I think the wipe-ons or the spray-ons are going to be there. Oh my gosh, Jody. Nice. Jody's on a plane here. Sorry, I'm not with you two boarding a plane. That's okay, Jody. I have Kona's over here, so he's sleeping right now. So we got our little man here. So oh boy, this is a long one.
Yeah.
Is all of those things starting to make the consumer confused because of the finding that clients are saying they don't know anymore with all this new systems? Yes, I would say so.
Yeah.
For sure. Clients have to be informed, and that's part of our job. Is we're not just. I've always said this: is we are a consultant. We are an automotive consultant for our clients.
Yeah.
We are not just. We don't just wash cars.
Yeah.
You want to be, on the business side of things, you want to be the go-to person. I've always said, it doesn't matter what your job is. You need them to call you and go, hey, Sydney, can you recommend a place to put tires on?
Yeah.
Because they think of you first of mind, and that's what you want them to do.
Yeah. So it'll probably take me a while to adopt all of this because, I think that a lot of people, I know at least my customers, they think I made the coating myself. They don't understand that I have options, and they're just looking at me and the service I provide. So, I think that what's happening now this last year with those, wipe on PPFs and stuff, I think that they'll probably evolve into something great. I don't know that I would be on board right now, and it'll take me a long time to get on that board because it does sound crazy. And I think even as a detailer, like I'm not educated yet. So there's no way I could educate my customers, and I won't sell them on something that, I don't know. And, I remember I did have, not to call anybody out, but I don't think it's anybody that we normally work with, but like Icon Broccoli or something like that.
Yeah.
I've had them reach out and try to pitch me, their sales bit. And the guy that called, like, didn't even know what he was talking about. He was just reading from a script. So as long as they're still kind of handling it that way, they're going to have a tough time getting detailers on board because, I think that any of these manufacturers have to understand that as detailers, like we're it for our customers. Like they don't care what companies we get our products from. They don't care any of that. They care what we did.
Right. And I think that's a big misconception is because a lot of us, well, I know that I'm very lucky, right? You are as well. We get a lot of products from people. I can walk in this other room and I bet that there's probably 50 detailing products sitting in my office where we do software.
Yeah.
But when people call me and ask me, because we get asked all the time with stuff, I will only recommend something that I have used myself or that I have watched somebody do a training or have been involved in. And I think a lot of times people think that it's a bigger deal to talk about what chemical they use instead of how they got there.
Right.
You can make a complete turd look good with Walmart products. If you're a good detailer, you can. And that's not to bash anybody's products. There are some really, really, really good products out there that but you have to know what you're doing. That's true with PPF, with window tint, with any of that stuff. Like I said, when you're cutting against paint, it's scary. Jody went to a training. He did some PPF and he tried to wrap an unbelievably tight wrapper on a Corvette, a newer Corvette mirror. And he's like, I couldn't do it. I can't stand this stuff. But other people can do it. And I think that's the same with everything. If you're not good at something, then at least contract with somebody and bring in the dollars, get your customer happy and give, more than one person thing there. We're going to see things.
Right. And I think that's important, like self-reflection. Like, I said, like I took the PPF class. I thought it was so great. Jason did such a great job. I thought the product was great, but I knew that my personality and the way that I work was not going to be a fit with it. So it didn't matter that there was like this money leaving on the table. If it's something that I'm not truly cut out for, then I shouldn't be doing it. And it's just like, baseball players and football players, like you have your sport and you have your talent, but just because you're a good football player doesn't mean you're going to be a good basketball player. Right. I would not be a good PPF installer. I'm going to tell you right now, I could do B-pillars and mirrors.
Yep.
That's it.
Well, and I think those are some of the things that people, the thing about that is that's something that you could do and not do anything else and still offer good service. If you did like the piano black pillars and you did like headlights, we did a headlight. I mean, like Dano was saying, geez, the rock chips alone. But just as a side note, when you have a 20-year-old Porsche and you pull the PPF off the fiberglass bumper, it will take most of the paint off. Ask me how I know. Here's a good one right here. Collaboration with other shops
totally
to reach out to shops and I agree. The thing about it is there's different communities that are really good with each other. For some reason, Idaho's a good community. The detailers, we had a shop crawl and we had the biggest shop crawl the IDA's ever had. And that's the whole thing. And I know that's what Richard tries to do with the detailing summits. He brings people together. There are people that we've had summits with 2 years ago that are still collaborating with each other. And
I think the biggest thing too is like, I had a customer call the other day and say, I bought my daughter a new car. We need to get the window tint off 2 front windows. Can you do it? And I was like, nope, absolutely not. So I sent them to my tint shop that I work with. But the thing is that also instills trust in my customer with me. And like you said, they're going to come to me for everything, and that is always going to pay back, right? Because the tire shop, if they start getting people coming in and saying, hey, Sydney from iWash sent me down here. Well, guess what? Then when they see a car come in that maybe something's wrong or, water spot or whatever, that is going to come back, and so exactly like, but the biggest thing is just instilling trust. Don't act like you can be some kind of hero and do everything.
Right.
Because I guarantee it would have been a mess if I would have taken that tint off.
You learn to cut film on a car without damage paint. There's also, cutting software. Yes, there are. Sure. There are pre-cuts. Russ Erskine from the UK, he's got a called Invisible Patterns, and it's all for motorcycles. And they're fantastic. That's a good way to do it. Yeah. But I think the main thing is that people have to be, I call it like humble or have some humility. You can't act like you're, God's gift to automotive. I don't care how good you are. You can do that in your own shop. I do that. Like if I'm all by myself and I'm doing something and I've put in, one time I put a motor in a Suburban and I hadn't even timed it yet. I just dropped the distributor in, hooked all the plug wires up. I still had tools on the thing and I was bumping it over to set the timing. I bumped it the first time and it literally started. And I was just like, but that was me by myself. And that was me like, okay, crap, now I have to do the right things. I think it's just keeping your head on because I've seen some really big names in the industry that later on they've done trainings, they work for companies and they still will burn through paint.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The other couple days ago, Rain Albertson had a brand new pickup. And if he would not have measured the paint, he would have burned through the door. One of the doors, I can't remember which side it was on, but it was like 1. And that's a brand new truck. So I think that getting anybody that gets too comfortable with something, that's when you have a problem. If you ride motorcycles, you've probably heard this a million times, but as soon as you feel really comfortable on a motorcycle, that's when you're going to go down. Totally. Cars, anything. So you can learn skills, but I agree. You've got to kind of set yourself up and say, okay, I'm not good at this thing. Let's have somebody else do that. And then partner with somebody that you can pass work back and forth. I know a lot of people that do that. So, as far as the new, and I think that it's amazing because this year I've seen more people talk about new stuff that's coming out, new tools, new processes, new products, and I think that has to do with when there's kind of a downturn, I want to say. I think people start to get innovative and they think of new things and new ways to do stuff. So Car Candy, you're going to be unveiling some new stuff.
Super excited.
And if you have not gone over and sampled some of the aromas that come out of the Car Candy stuff, I would suggest you do that.
And I'm glad that you brought that up because I honestly think, like a lot of people ask me, well, what's the best, because obviously with what I do at the rag company, I get exposed to a lot of different chemicals. And, I try to be realistic and I don't really play the game of like somebody's products are better than others. I mean, let's be real. Like most degreasers do the job they're supposed to. Most tire wheel cleaners, they do the job they're supposed to. Like I could make anything work. But I think that one of the biggest things that I've noticed in this industry and what is so important to me, especially at Car Candy, is I think it all comes down to the experience that you offer people. So even if we look back, and I'm going to blame Apple on this one. Like 10 years ago, we started to be inundated with the experience we got from either using somebody's service or using their product. So there's nothing better than getting a new Apple product. There's not. Like they nailed it, right? And so I think that even in the detail industry, like there's so many good companies out there. There's so many good products, but it has really come down to the experience and the support that the company provides to its end users, to its distributors. And so for me, that's one of my things at Car Candy is that I want to really focus on the experience. So if that's going to be through, obviously I'm heavy on the marketing side, product development, education on the products, exactly how to use them, things like that. And so that is something that is super important to me is just making the best experience. Because at the end of the day, car soaps are car soaps. I mean, yes, of course you want them to work. So that is definitely like a checkbox. I'm not saying it's not.
Oh yeah.
But it's also the experience. So that could be in the aromas. It could be in how it feels to use that product. How does it rinse off? How does it look in the bottle? What does the label look like? Like especially in our shops, we've really gone away from this industrial ZEP bottle feel to, with blue tape that says, interior cleaner. Everybody wants like the nice, pretty matching bottles and they want, coordinated tools and stuff. And so that's like kind of my focus is on the end experience for our users, but then also the distributor support. The distributors I'm really into, as we know from like the shop crawls and things like that, is I'm really into building a community. especially for that distributor. And one of the places I always talk about is Salt Lake and Budco. We have gotten all of the detailers in that area to know that like that distributor is their person and they're going to take care of them. And then, we go in as support for the distributor. Well, what happens there is if you provide your distributor a better experience, then they're more likely to think about your brand. They're more likely to, share and suggest and all of that. And so it comes full circle through the experience. It's not just about having the best thing in the bottle.
No, and
I want the products to work great. But what I really want to focus on is the experience as a whole that users, distributors, all of that have.
Well, and I think that unfortunately and fortunately, right now we expect certain things, right? You mentioned Apple products. Yeah. You expect a certain thing when you buy an Apple product. You expect a certain thing when you buy a different product.
Yeah.
I expect that a acid-based wheel cleaner is going to do certain things. I expect that a non-acid-based wheel cleaner is going to do certain things. So that's kind of the barrier to entry. If you have a soap that doesn't clean, it's gone.
Yeah.
But if you have something that works well, then you can do it. Let's see what we got here. Sydney in Florida, us Buffett parrot heads need a car candy.
I love that. Like I'm not going to lie, Dano. We have one in our lineup that may or may not have champagne in the description of the scent.
Oh boy, that's
awesome. I know that was on the table, so I'll keep that in mind.
There you go. And then Mark Fuentes, good if car candy develops a rinseless wash in the near future.
It would be great, Mark. It would be great.
I'm going to guess. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they're going to. But, here's the funny part. It's because I do silly things at home, and then I don't post them online because, again, I'm not a detailer. I'm a software guy. But I have had my car and my hands inside of a car since before I could even walk. I do things like on a rinseless wash, I have a test.
Yeah.
And this is, get ready, this is my secret. I put it in a spray bottle, and I will spray it on a dirty car, and then I go over and watch and see if it emulsifies enough to pull some stuff off prior to doing anything.
Yeah.
And then I will rinse it off, and I will look at it before and after. If it doesn't clean before I ever touch it, I kind of go,
Yeah.
So that's my little thing there. And then I love... It's all about the experience you have with a product. Like I got sent a bottle of Chocolate Thunder. Somebody sent that to me, and I love that stuff. I absolutely love that stuff.
Yeah,
I use it on wheels. I use it on one of my favorite uses for Chocolate Thunder is an engine bay.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah,
I love it. I traded in a car. I traded in a 2019 Atlas, and I took it to the dealership that we're trading in for a new car for my wife. I sprayed off the engine bay with Chocolate Thunder, rinse it off, and this is my wife's car. It's I don't cobbler shoes. It never gets cleaned. The engine bay had never been cleaned. And when the guy at the dealer opened the hood, he goes, "Have you ever even driven this car?"
Yeah, right.
I mean, it is fan-freaking-tastic. So good. I love those products. I love things that have a good smell to them. It's a really, it's kind of a sensory thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What do they call them? Your olfactors in your brain. Like you react emotionally to scents. And if you can, we're out there working. We're like not doing a fun job. And so, if you can have like aromatherapy going on, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm glad that this is going on. I was really excited. You and Josh are like, you guys are like Jody and Rod. You guys are never apart.
Yeah.
And then we
couldn't split up. It's just,
we've worked with Mike Rhines for years. He's a great guy. Awesome. Megan is one of my favorite people in the whole world. So this is going to be super fun journey to watch you guys go through this. And I'm glad that you're still affiliated, just so everybody knows, again, still affiliated with the Rag Company, with Buff and Shine. What is this Mike was saying? You're going to love the Destroyer Decon soap.
Yeah.
I love the names.
Yeah.
The fact that you guys have fun with the names, it's not just, it's a soap. Yeah. No, it's the Destroyer.
Destroyer.
I love that.
And I think it's watermelon lemon is the scent of that.
Wow. All right.
Really good. Really good.
That's awesome. So still going to have lots of stuff going on here in town, which is super awesome.
Yep.
And when are we going to expect to have a detailer's...
Vegan's comment.
you can adopt
We
one
were a
without
package deal.
Well, that's what people say about
Yeah.
Jody and I too. They're like, well, we
Yeah.
should have Jody come out. And he's like, well, I got to have Rod.
Yeah.
We actually,
Yeah.
and that's funny because somebody asked us, it was not on the show. I've known Jody for over 35 years.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And in that 35 years, both Tracy and Judy, his wife, say that we've probably spent more time together than we have with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we have a desk next to each other. We've always shared an office. We worked at another company before this, and we shared offices. It was just insane.
That's
so
funny. Well, and you have to enjoy who you work with, right? Because I mean, we have to work because it's part of life. But if you don't enjoy who you work with, it makes it not fun. And so it's so much better when you enjoy your team and you can have such a great time because they are your family away from your family. And so there has to be a reason that you leave your family. And Josh is like one of the best. I always tell people that Josh, there's a lot of really great people in the industry, so I don't want to offend you. Like there's great people, right? Yeah. But Josh, to me, and it's well said by, the last 2 years he won the service award, right, through the IDA. And last year it was this big thing. I think you were involved in that, where it was like, no, but there's nobody, like we have to give it to him again, even though you're not supposed to be able to win 2 awards. Josh, to me, is like the best person ever. Like he really, like I just think the world of him. I mean, he really is just such a great person. And there's a lot of great people out there, but literally like at the top for me is Josh Pierce.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of people that are one-on-one, they're different away from their job.
Right.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing as long as they're still a good person.
Right.
But, you and I have had the opportunity to work with some really great people
that
don't put themselves in the public eye.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Jeff and Carolyn from the Rag Company are like solid. I get people ask me all the time. I don't know if people ask Jody this same question. They probably know I'm an asshole. But they ask me all the time if Jody is really that nice of a guy in person. He absolutely is. In fact, he's 100%. Absolutely hilarious. He's full of energy and he's just crazy. If there's little kids in the room, he's over there playing with them and stuff. So
no, that's how he is 24/7. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just a really good guy, and that's the same with you and Mike and Josh. Yes, Josh is a great guy. Blah blah blah. No, Josh is great. The whole Car Candy team now. I'm jealous because you guys have such a dynamic team that how can you go wrong with that? And I think the big thing with a product company that you and I were talking about off the air is the chemist. If you can work with a chemist at a product company, and that is the coolest part of the product side. Because if you, I'd like to have a product that has just a little bit more bite to it, or a little less bite to it, or a little more slick, or a little more shiny, or whatever. Having somebody to do that with that takes that feedback and then can put that out there, that's fantastic. So, and I know the same thing is true with, the Rag Company, Buff and Shine, RoadFS, DetailBookie. You just start rattling these things off. So this has been an interesting year. I've been involved a lot more in the IDA. That is no mistake. When I found out that. Craig is a great guy, Craig Bingham. But when I found out last year, I started being more involved with Craig. And then when I found out Megan was going to be there, I was like, I'm just going to do that because I love Megan. So we love Duffy.
We do.
Who's Duffy?
He's the chemist.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Duffy.
There's going to be lots of things to Duffy in the next year, for
That's
sure.
perfect. That's perfect. So,
I kind of actually, we should probably apologize. Josh and I should probably apologize to Duffy because we're probably going to keep him on his toes over the next year.
But that's great. I'm sure. I mean, if I can imagine if I was a chemist, I would love to have people, telling me feedback and stuff. That's,
No, I think the whole team is so excited about what's to come for 2026. I think we're all just like itching to get to MTE, and we're all super, super excited about what's to come.
Super, super fun stuff coming. This is the 25th year of MTE.
Yeah, crazy.
Whoa, Algeria. That's where
nice.
I think. Yeah, hello from Algeria. That's awesome.
That's for checking
really
in.
Awesome. Thank you. I think that people, MTE has been on people's list because a lot of people didn't go to SEMA.
Yeah.
And I think MTE is going to be huge.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of announcements that I'm going to do at MTE, but I'll give you a preview. And that is that this year is not just the 25th anniversary, it is the first year that there are more detailing vendors than PDR.
Oh, that's cool.
The very first year.
Wow.
So we have officially
taken over. Yeah, nice.
So
I do love MTE too. As a detailer, I mean, I love it going as a company, but I'm just saying from a detailer's perspective, because remember, I detail every day.
Yeah.
It is like hands down the best investment. Like it's such a great show, and the networking and the time that you get to spend at the booths with the manufacturers is not anything like SEMA. SEMA's crazy and it's all hype. This is like you can really get down to the nitty gritty and really have some time to hang out with people. And the education day is like invaluable.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. And this year's education day, we're doing a lot of stuff differently. So you want to show up. They're having like instead of just kind of like, hey, it's open and we're going to let people in. They are actually having a kind of an opening thing with drinks and more of a get together and a thing, kind of a, hey, what's up, y'all?
Yeah. Anthony, we talked about you earlier. And I saw his next comment, the truck. Yes, we cannot wait to see.
Awesome. I love it. Love it. And then Mike's got something else to say. Booths are officially sold out. Yeah. Booths are sold out.
That's
they're
really
literally,
awesome.
I was talking to those guys. They were having to put people in the hallway.
Oh, wow. So cool.
So yeah, it was fantastic. I think it's going to be a really special year at MTE. So if you're going, excellent. If you're not going, you should have gone. Yeah. Can't wait to see you and talk to you, Anthony, because of I want to talk to you about your new car. Your new car is freaking awesome.
What did he get?
It's like what is it, a 50? Is it, Anthony? Is it a 50 Chevrolet that you are now donning the old school?
Let's see.
This is on his truck.
Still have to do the whole wrap. Yeah. Yep. I saw that. Yeah, that's
so fun. And I think that is MTE has been positioned at a perfect time because it's for those of us that have weather,
right?
It's wintertime. And it's a great time to take a break. You can go down there and do stuff with your family. We got Richard here. Are Car Candy doing an approved installer program for ceramic coatings? Good question.
We do have one. And I know that Josh and I are kind of working on that and trying to figure out really how to make that beneficial across all the 3, 5, all that kind of stuff with the coatings, but they have great coatings. And so, yes, we do have an installer program, and that is evolving, I guess. I wouldn't say it's changing, it's evolving. So, yeah.
And yes, it's a 50 Chevy.
Nice.
That's what I thought.
Very cool.
It's a cool 50 Chevy, though. It's not just a 50 Chevy. And then Joel LaPalm. Hello, Papa John.
Hi, Joel.
Yep.
Can't wait
see
to
you
see
there.
you.
It'll be awesome. He's going to be doing the
Oh, Joe Kimball.
Joe Kimball. Oh, and see, well, you're going to have fun anyway.
Yeah,
you can tell how that's awesome.
Very cool.
So, we're going to be doing that. And then after MTE, you guys have other stuff rolling in.
Yeah.
So you'll be involved a lot with the Detailers of the Roundtable. Car Candy's a huge supporter of that.
Yep. We've got a big event coming up in San Diego that's a distributor event. So this will kind of be a new concept of, basically introducing Car Candy as a brand to distributors. And so we're doing a big one in California at the end of February that we just announced yesterday. So super excited about that. Just trying to get the word out. And it's already like the ball was already rolling. So we're just going with it. And I think, this year is going to be really big for that. And
that's awesome.
Really
so the thing is you guys can go, there's a lot of training opportunities. And I see this all the time. I love your word lurk. Because I lurk in a lot of the things too. And I, man, there's some times that you want to say something and other times you don't. There's some times that I literally will just post out there and say, hey, you need to talk to these guys. But if you go out on the web and you look, there's so many opportunities, but so many people ask these questions. How do I know how to do this? How do I learn how to do this? Man, there are so many training opportunities out there from, private shops down to groups like Detailers of the Roundtable. There's the rag company's constantly hosting something. You've got training events through organizations or different groups of detailers. So, and like Richard was saying, a lot of them have certified installers that will teach you how to use the products. And really the thing about that is just listen and follow the instructions.
Yeah.
And usually they will tell you exactly how to use that product.
Yeah.
And I've had the opportunity to be with a bunch of different product companies with you down at the rag company and stuff. And it's fun. And it also is very educational for us and the chemists, because I don't know if you remember one time we did I'm sure you did. It's a black GTO, and the paint looked like about as good as this wooden table. But what happened is that we were using a coating, but it was kind of humid, and then we had washed the car on a mat, and there was a bunch of water under it. And I think my personal non-scientific guess is that the humidity from that is what caused that coating to flash so fast.
Yeah.
Because it was like the most unbelievable thing. And I mean, we're talking about, there was at least 5 high-end professional detailers there that were just mouths open going, whoa! Because as soon as you'd wipe it on, it would just beat up. So Mike Ryan.
So I'm glad Mike said this. So I was going to give a shameless plug since we were talking about this, for the Car Candy social media. So obviously I'm running all of that, but we have now on our Instagram, we have a link tree, and within that link tree, it always is updated with the latest trainings coming up. And we even advertise other trainings that we're affiliated with. So we super keep that updated. And then we have, a spot on our website that talks about trainings. And I know that's another objective this year, is to really get on the trainings. So that is just something that we really want to provide with that. Josh and Mike have a training in Iowa City on February 14th. Which what better way to spend Valentine's than with car candy? That'd be awesome.
Right. Well, and if you stay over till the 15th, that's love a
I told
detailer.
Josh, you better have something good planned for Mike. And so we keep everybody updated, through our stories and stuff for different events. That's something that Josh and I are both very passionate, as I know Mike is too, is getting out there and connecting with people and doing trainings and stuff. So, this year we'll have really good updates on, our social media. And then, like I said, there's always that link tree in our Instagram that tells you everything coming up. So,
so go out there. I've been putting these captions up there, but it's pretty easy. It's like carcandy.com.
Yeah.
So, and then Instagram, Facebook, Josh, Mike, Megan, Sydney, just go out and follow them. And I think that's the really cool part about people that are humble. It seems like people really flock towards that because they're approachable. There's so many people that in general, and I'm not just talking about the detailing industry, but that they're just not approachable. And I think that's a hard thing. I wish people understood more about being, was that? Right, is it a round table you're sitting at? It is, Mike. It's round because it's circular. It's actually, it's kind of a half round.
Circle.
It's but it is a round table. Thanks, Mike. So we got a bunch of trainings planned with that stuff too. We've gotten to spend a lot of time with some really good people. And we're going to continue doing that this year. I don't even know what the schedule is for this year, but I know that we're going to be all over the place. Jody and I think we're cutting back. We're only going to probably do 12 or 14 trips this year instead of 25.
There you go.
So hopefully we'll be out doing some of that stuff and having fun. I have almost full use of my arm back, so I can actually pick up a polisher now. And a big shout out to Jason Rose. Jason Rose called me when I was going through my rehab, and he kind of told me what happened with his, and so that was good. So I appreciate that, Jason.
Nice.
Hello, Chad.
Hey, Chad.
So anybody got any questions for Sydney about the Car Candy new products, trainings, anything in general? Sean Kozer. Hey, there's Sean. Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
And for Sarah Riles, who's out there, hopefully still, yes, my dog is in the background.
Aww.
He's laying on the ground over here making slurpy noises.
Is Sarah coming to MTE?
She is.
Oh, good.
Sarah's coming to
Awesome.
MTE.
Perfect.
So we'll see Sarah there. Love Sarah. She's
good.
awesome.
I haven't seen her for like a year and a half. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we talked to her a little while ago.
Cool.
At one of our other days. So, all right.
Awesome.
Well, anything else you want to tell people? Give them a little hint.
If you're coming to MTE, you're definitely going to want to come by the booth. I know that probably everybody goes to every booth, but we're going to have a lot of fun stuff going on at our booth for sure.
And ice cream.
And ice cream. Yep. Yeah. We'll lure you in with ice cream and all sorts of stuff. So definitely check it out there. And then, definitely we're having fun on the social media. Like, we're being crazy. So definitely make sure you follow us. It's going to be great. Let's see. If we are lucky, we'll have a special guest in our booth. Oh my gosh, we will. We don't have the date and time yet. I think it's Friday. It's either Friday or Saturday, kind of in the noonish time. But yeah, definitely a special guest.
Wow.
It's going to be great.
Okay.
We got all sorts of stuff.
There's a little hint there. And we're usually right across from you guys. So we'll be there. We'll have our camera out. So we'll take pictures and all that good stuff.
It's going to be good.
We got one more.
Oh,
Sarah will definitely be there. Let's see the dog.
Good luck lifting him up here.
Yeah, well, hold on.
He's so cute.
Come here, buddy. Come here. Let's see.
He's so cute. Camera. You know, I have a bulldog too, so.
There he is.
Oh, look at him.
There's Mr. Kona.
So cute. He was sleeping.
He was licking himself on the foot. He's just,
So cute.
He's just hanging out. He's a big dummy. So anyway, there you go, Sarah. There we go. One last comment, and then we'll go. Ice cream. Yes, I know, man. We love the ice cream. So, well, we appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
If you've got somebody you want to see on the show, let me know. If you're going to be at MTE, Jody and I'll try to go through and do 437 podcasts like usual. We will be at the booths. We'll definitely be at the Car Candy booth and do some podcasts there about their new products that are coming out and some of the new things and whoever the cutest special guest
the cutest special guest ever.
That's right. It's not me. It's not me. So. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. As Jody would say, see ya. Got some questions? Definitely need to stop by and talk to you guys. Don't do that. Come see us. See you later.